Hey folks, it's Casey here. Wanted to come on and give a real quick update on all things Hay. Um, so some of you may know, some of you may not know that we are renovating and rehabbing a whole entire house, right? But let me back up just in case this is your first time catching me, learning anything about Hay. We have so many new supporters, followers, lookers, fans, nosy folks, right? We got everybody now looking to see what is really going on. So Hay is a nonprofit that is based in Atlanta, Georgia. Our mission is to inspire, motivate, and mobilize young people to take action that changes their world. Okay. In addition to that, what we do is use a STEM curriculum. We use STEM disciplines to teach one very necessary thing, and that is critical thinking. When we hear of STEM, most of us think of coding, robotics, engineering, maybe web design, something in tech, right? Technology. And all those things are very true and all those things are necessary. But all of our children don't want to be coders. They don't want to be developers. They don't want to be engineers, right? And so when they think of those things, they think that STEM is not for them because so much of the STEM curriculum is focused on those particular pieces. Well, what we do is use bicycles, go-karts, old truck engines, mechanical engineering, gardening, sewing, cooking, right? Even that which we're doing with the house and the renovation around construction. It takes math, it takes science, right? It takes physics. It takes all these things that are very much a part of STEM that our young people are now involved in, and they don't have to assume that because they don't want to code that STEM is not for them. So we're very intentional about using STEM in that way. But above all of the activities, y'all see my dog running like a horse. Outside of all the activities that we utilize STEM in, the major thing is that we want to teach critical thinking. In STEM, there's something called the engineering design process, and it literally teaches you how to think, ask questions from a hypothesis, test it, identify what your resources are. Didn't work, scratch it, go back, take what did work and use that again, right? When we teach our young people how to think, then they'll make better choices, which leads us to a lot of the work that you all are familiar with right now. If you are just now meeting Hay, is that we have been working with young Black male teens on the west side of Atlanta. And all of them haven't made the best choices, but really can't fault them if they haven't been given tools, options, and opportunities to make better choices. And that is what we want to do in our programming, in our organization, Hay. And all of the work that we've been doing, not just this last year, but the last 10 years, has culminated in us being given this opportunity, right? I see it as an opportunity that God has given us to be good stewards over what He's blessed us with, so that one, we can have permanent space, but we can also serve young people at a higher level. So a lot of folks are just wondering, what's happening, what's going on. Well, we're literally renovating and rehabbing a house. The house is very, it can be polarizing. It can be political. It all depends on how you want to look at it. The house that we were gifted was Mother Catherine Johnson's home. She was a 92-year-old elderly Black woman who had been living in her home for 17 years. And one night, she heard some ramming at her burglar windows, the bars on her windows, because at that time, that is what made her feel safer living in the home as an elderly woman. And she had no clue who was coming into her home, and she went to defend herself. And when she went to defend herself, shots were fired back at her, and the shots fired back at her that ended her life actually came from law enforcement. That's not the highlight of our story as it connects to her. But it is important to give you context. It is important to give you some history of why that is. And I mentioned that solely because I'm disciplining myself. And I only got a couple of minutes left before I have to jump on another call at 3. But I'm disciplining myself not to respond to every comment that I see now that Hayes' story has kind of made the rounds a little bit. I saw on a news station's Facebook page, right, where they had posted a story and people were commenting, and folks were like, no, call it what it is. And someone else said, well, if you fire at the police, what do you expect to happen? And while I don't comment at everything, what I did respond is that she did not know it was the police. She thought it was robbers, it was burglars, it was someone coming to do her harm. She had no idea that it was the police, right? And I can't venture to say what would have happened had she known. I wasn't there. I did not know her personally. But to make the assumption that she lost her life simply because she was trying to protect her life was something I did need to speak on. But I'm getting better, y'all, about not commenting on all these things that I see. But we want to honor her. We want to honor her, and we want to make sure that we are telling the correct story, that we're telling the story that makes the most sense for what it is that we're doing. And that's not to highlight the political piece of it. That is not our job. Our job is to understand that there was a woman who was a matriarch of her community that lived there. And by virtue of how her life ended, it gave us this gift, and we want to provide some sense of honor to her and provide a legacy in how we utilize that space, and also use this as a teachable moment for the young Black men that we work with, that you don't have to know your elders to understand that they have gone before you and made things easier for you. And by virtue of that, how you show up in this space, how you show up in society is the best gift and thank you that you can give to every person that has made a sacrifice for you. And by talking to them that way and sharing that information, they want to be a part of it. They want to be invested. Y'all know that we incentivize our programs. Y'all know that we find things that are meaningful for them to do, to be able to pay them to supplement what they were making for some of them when they were on the strip selling water, but also because we know that we're pulling them away from the strip and that they have to make money. But I'm so proud that that's not an expectation that they have when they come to work on the Mother Catherine House. Right? That's not an expectation that they have as they are making their own sweat equity and their own sweat investment into something that is going to ultimately benefit them. And I think that should be celebrated. It shows growth. It shows maturity. It shows that they are getting that it is more to life than just money. Money is good. Right? Money is necessary. It says that money answers all things, right? And that is true. But in getting money, you also have to learn how to sow seeds of gratefulness, of being thankful, of intention, of purpose. And those are the things that we also have to teach our young people along the way as they're learning these entrepreneurial skills and as they're preparing to be ready for jobs. So I say all that to say that we have a campaign, right? We have a campaign where we are raising money to complete the renovations of the house and also to fund the programming and the operational budget for Hayes so that we can continue to do this deep work, right? We could go wide, but we understand that the best impact that we can make is going deep. And in order to do that, we have staff that we need to hire. We got staff we need to pay, right? That's already been doing the work. And now we have this building, this house, this home that we're going to have to maintain. And so we have a very audacious goal of $500,000. And we are heading towards our first milestone, which is $10,000 on our fundraising page. Now, we've gotten a lot of Cash App donations and PayPal donations and folks who literally stopped by the house yesterday and dropped off checks, right? And we're grateful for all of that. We are so grateful. MailChimp has given $12,500 to support the programming as it relates to the boys. So we have some corporate folks that are seeing the work. We've had the Community Foundation of Greater Atlanta so into this work. And I mention these names specifically because sometimes some of us need to know that more reputable, right, organizations, funders, companies have seen value in us, and they have also donated. And so, yes, that is true. Corporations, foundations, folks that we don't even know who are just hearing the story of how some of the lives of these young men have been changed are literally calling out of the blue, saying, I live in Utah, I live in Florida, right? I live at the Tennessee border of Georgia, but I heard the story. I want to donate. I'm sending my gift, and now my company is going to match whatever it is that I am sending you. And we are grateful for that. And we're grateful for every person. But we also want those who are in our community to sow and to give and to invest. Please don't think that any amount is too small. It's never too small. I don't care if it's $1, because what happens is that all of our dollars get multiplied and we meet our goal when we think like that versus what I have to give isn't going to mean much. You're right, because you didn't give it at all, right? And so when we are able to multiply what it is that we have, then it makes a huge difference. We are tackling the next big project, which is the roof on the house. We've had folks call and donate their labor and their services to complete the roof. These are licensed and bonded professionals. And then we've also had companies that provide roofing materials and all of that also reach out to see how they can play a part. So again, y'all, we are good fertile ground. We are doing something good with every investment that you all make into Hay, which is why we get on here often and we share every little bit and we try to get you updated on what is happening, because we want you to know that we are progressing, we are moving, we are making sure that our young people have what it is that they need to be successful, and they are also doing their part along the way. So with this last minute that I have before I have to jump on my 3 o'clock call, I want to encourage you to go to pledge.to, and let me throw this up here for you. It is pledge.to/Hay House. That is our fundraising page where you can go and you can learn all about what your dollars are going to support. It gives you a breakdown of percentage of what that $500,000 is going to do. It has videos, it has photos. So if you want a more kind of concise, updated view of what is happening, you can go to this site right here to learn more about this particular fundraising effort, so that we can get what we need to be successful. We are about $2,800 short of our $10,000 milestone, which is the first big milestone that we're going to hit on this particular page. So again, $2,800 short. We are confident that by Saturday at 11:59 p.m., we are going to meet our $10,000 goal on that ticker when you go to pledge.to/Hay House. And I can't wait to see it and to show it to you. You can be anonymous should you choose to when you donate. You can donate in honor of someone if you'd like to do that as well. But you can also go to Cash App if you want to help us immediately, as things are always kind of coming up. You can go to Cash App and you can send your donation there. You can also go to paypal.me/Hay Atlanta, or you can just always go to the website, right? The website has everything in one place for you, and there you can also make your donation and learn more about what is happening too. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, listening, share, keep sharing, right? Because even if you're not in a position to sow your time, talent, and treasure right now, someone in your network may be in that position. And we don't want to miss the opportunity to give them, right, in order to bless the work that we are doing with our young people over here on the west side of Atlanta. So thanks again. Just want to give you a quick update of what was happening, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon. Bye.